It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
The first thing that I want to talk about today is the scripts that were disabled on Hero Wars Facebook and web. If you're not familiar with what I'm discussing here, on the 1st of August, it was announced that they had a way to block the cheaters from stopping a fight and restarting the fight if the randomness wasn't going their way. And I find it quite interesting that the people that were being accused the most seem to not really be affected by this change whatsoever. All we can see is what we can see, obviously. But taking a look at the numbers here, AOD and God Eaters are the two teams that we had used as an example. How is it that these two teams can get over triple the damage on the LOL Osh fight, or the Osh fight in the city of Asgard? And it turns out that they're just better than us. And we need to accept that. A lot of times, whenever there is a team that is doing considerably better than other teams, we try to find reasons. We try to point at examples of alleged impropriety. And I want to go ahead and apologize right now to the members of both of these guilds and other guilds that may have felt slighted in some way or another about the videos that I've put out in the past. It appears as though the guilds that we thought might have been cheating on the Osh fights are not cheating at all. They're just better than you are. Simple as that. They've got the accounts leveled up. If you don't like it, pay better, right? If you don't like it, pay better. They have the accounts leveled up, and they have the players and the know-how, the timing of the fight. They have the strategies, and we don't. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I was invited a little while ago, a couple of months ago, actually, at this point, to join some server. I can't remember which one. To join one of these guilds, possibly on web. No, it was Facebook. Somebody wanted to give me a account to play, a maxed account to play, and be a part of the guild because they needed somebody to run the account, and they wanted recruiting efforts and all of that. Of course, it's against the terms of service for me to play on somebody else's account, so I had to decline. And I don't really care about that kind of information. Though now I'm definitely curious. On my account on web, it says all the top guilds were around 4 million. Okay, cool. They just stink for not sharing knowledge. Nah, John. Nah, they're just taking advantage of a system. And while we feel some kind of way about them not sharing, it is worth, it appears, an extra, 3,500 or so emeralds per week, an extra, 1 to 3 eternal seeds per week to not share that information. And that's okay. That's okay. An extra, 15 to 20 random insignia. They're just better than we are. And it's okay. Yep, still cheating. You just haven't figured it out yet. Jason, no. In fact, Jason, if you mention that again, we're just going to have to time you out. We have no proof that these players cheated. We have no proof that they were taking advantage of any of these scripts. And to assume that they're cheating just because they're better is a poor character flaw on us to make that assumption, right? It's kind of like we were playing with some players over the weekend that were a year older than we were. Okay. The game that we lost on Saturday, we lost to a team that had players that were a year older than us. And it could be easy for us to just look at it and be like, oh yeah, well the reason why we lost is because they had more 11 and 12-year-olds than we had, 10 and 11-year-olds or whatever I'm trying to say. But in reality, we had just as many, or, we had a good amount of opportunity that we just didn't capitalize on, right? And I say this a lot. If you don't like it, play better. Now, there's some aspect of this game where paying to be on top does give its benefits, but even if I had a maxed account, even if I had a 100% maxed account, would I be able to pull the numbers that a player on God Eaters or AOD is pulling? No, because I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the coaching, if you will. I don't have the timing down, nor do I care to, right? And that's kind of a cop-out to say I don't care, but obviously if I did care, I would spend the money. I'm making plenty of money by talking about this game, and it's all a tax write-off if I were to spend the money. When Hero Wars Mobile will have this kind of competition, seems Emerald reward not bad. Yeah, good question, Ebunk. No idea. That's funny because the high scores are, yeah, it's because I guess that means that Facebook players are better, Sir Turbo? I don't know. They are all maxed. John, no, not really. Not really. But we live in a meritocracy. We live in a capitalist-based society. Do they need the extra resources? No. Doesn't change anything. Did you know that you get 1 seed in those insignias every time you beat a 160 Dash and only the first time he's down? Did you know that you get 1 seed and those insignias plus crystals every time you beat? No. These rewards are for being the top of this ranking. You get rewards for the difficulty, and you can see that you can get this possible loot. So every time you beat the Osh level 150 boss, you can get this loot. You can get. It's not a guaranteed. Right. There's some variety there. Apparently there's some randomness for this and that and the other. They probably figured out the optimal Osh team power. Maxed out teams don't do this damage. Maybe. There's a good chance that even if we knew what they were doing, we couldn't repeat it as we don't have the accounts they have. Could be. So again, big apologies to these guilds and anybody else that feels as though I was calling them out in particular. I tried my best to not say outright that anybody was cheating, and I definitely was trying my hardest to say stuff like, I don't have any proof of any of these players. They put out some crazy numbers, guys. These players putting out 400 million damage. Insane amounts of damage. Wish we could see what they used. Right? Fighting fiercely to get top ranking is normal. Being a jerk to others because you think you're entitled to be the top is another thing. Yeah, but you can be both things. You can be a winner and a sore winner. The team that we lost to yesterday or Saturday were very unsportsmanlike. And it didn't feel good to watch them cheer and hoot and holler and all of that and sing shameful things to us whenever we were shaking their hand at the end of the game. But, it is what it is. Those kids are, in my opinion, being taught the incorrect way to play sports. And those type of players will grow up to be people that are people that act this way. None of these players have acted negatively towards me. I know that they scoff and make fun of me when they think that I don't see. But that doesn't really bother me too much. I got pretty thick skin. Better focus on improving yourself. That's exactly right. Beat that 160 Osh twice or even more. Every time he's down, you get all the rewards for that. That's correct, Estebar. Yes, that is correct. So good for them. The other side of this, by the way, is that the software that they are using to cheat was not picked up by whatever fix that Hero Wars Dominion era implemented, and they're still using some sort of script to cheat. It could be that. It likely is not that. It likely is that they've just got it figured out. And that's okay.